Let's begin today's masterclass not with a chart or a graph, but with a simple observation of two possible futures, two profoundly different stories of aging that I have seen play out time and time again in my clinical practice. In the first story, there is ease, freedom, and spontaneous joy. Picture it. A grandmother is on the floor, playing with her grandkids. And when it's time for lunch, she gets up with grace and confidence, without a second thought. Imagine a traveler navigating the charming, uneven cobblestone streets of an old European city, not with their eyes glued to the ground in fear, but looking up, taking in the beauty of the architecture, fully present in the moment. Imagine the simple, quiet confidence of being able to reach for something on a high shelf or carry all the grocery bags in from the car in one trip. Your body a reliable and trusted partner. Now, let's picture the second story. In this future, there is struggle, limitation, and a constant, low-grade frustration. In this story, the world begins to shrink. The fear of a curb or an uneven patch of sidewalk dictates the route of every walk. Social invitations are declined because of a nagging worry about navigating an unfamiliar space. Getting up from a favorite armchair requires a strategic plan, a push, a grunt, and a moment to stabilize. The joy of playing with a grandchild is overshadowed by the very real fear of not being able to get back up again. The profound difference between these two scenes, one of expansion, the other of contraction, is not a matter of luck. It's not just a roll of the genetic dice. It is, more often than not, the direct result of a conscious, deliberate investment in the two greatest physical predictors of a long, vibrant health span that are not found on any lab report your doctor can order. They are strength and balance. From a physician's perspective, I can tell you that strength and balance aren't just fitness terms we throw around in a gym. They are powerful clinical markers of resilience, independence, and your biological age, often telling me more about your future than your cholesterol panel. But from a human perspective, there's something even deeper. They are our inheritance. For 99.9% of human history, our daily survival depended entirely on these twin pillars. Our ancient ancestors didn't have leg day or core workouts. Their life was the workout. Imagine their world, a world without chairs, cars, or convenience. They needed the raw strength to carry water over long distances, to hoist heavy firewood, to lift and carry their children. They needed the dynamic, responsive balance to navigate uneven, treacherous terrain, to cross a stream on a fallen log, to crouch, to lunge, to climb. The ability to get up from the ground easily and quickly wasn't a party trick for a fitness test. It was a fundamental necessity for survival, a sign that you were still a capable member of the tribe. Our bodies, sitting here today, are the magnificent, miraculous result of millions of years of this active, demanding existence. Our skeletons, our muscles, our nervous systems, they're all designed to thrive under that physical demand. Our modern, comfortable world, with its ergonomic chairs, smooth pavement, and ubiquitous automobiles, has only existed for the blink of an eye in evolutionary time. In many ways, the essential work we are doing in this masterclass is simply about reclaiming that proud physical inheritance that has been lost in just a few short generations. And I know, from thousands of candid conversations with my patients, that the gradual, almost imperceptible erosion of these pillars is one of the deepest and most unspoken fears of aging. It's not the fear of a number on a birth certificate. It's the quiet, private fear of not being strong enough to carry your own groceries from the car. It's the frustration of asking for help to open a jar that used to be easy. It's the loss of confidence in your own body. And above all, it's the terrifying, ever-present, rational fear of a fall. And this fear is not irrational. It's a wise response to a real danger, According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, falls are the leading cause of injury and injury-related death among adults aged 65 and older in the United States. Every single second of every day, an older adult in this country suffers a fall. A fall is not just a physical event. It's an event that can shatter confidence and, in an instant, steal the independence you have spent a lifetime building. Our mission today is not just to talk about this fear, but to systematically dismantle it. Our mission is to build a body that is resistant to falls and resilient enough to recover quickly if one happens. This is exactly what was on our friend Susan's mind. In our last video, we learned about her inspiring new goal to be able to travel solo to visit her sister across the country. But as we discussed, that dream isn't just about booking a plane ticket. It's about having the physical capacity to live that dream with joy and not anxiety. It's about having the functional strength in her back, shoulders, and core to confidently lift her own carry-on bag into the overhead bin without asking for help. It's about having the unwavering, reflexive balance to walk on unfamiliar cobblestone streets, to navigate a bustling airport terminal, or to step on and off a curb without a spike of fear. Today, we are going to build the exact plan to make Susan's dream and yours a physical reality. In this masterclass, we will dive deep into the science of age-related muscle loss and the intricate, beautiful systems that keep you upright and stable. Then, I will personally guide you through a safe, simple mobility masterclass with foundational exercises designed to systematically rebuild your strength and retrain your balance from the ground up. Let's begin building a stronger, more stable, more confident you. Our first mission on the path to becoming stronger and more stable is to understand and combat a condition that is a silent epidemic of the modern, comfortable world. It's called sarcopenia. It sounds like a complicated medical term, but its meaning is simple. It is the gradual, age-related loss of muscle mass, strength, and function. This is not a disease in the traditional sense, like diabetes or heart disease. It is, for the most part, a direct consequence of the profound mismatch between our evolutionary past and our modern present. For millions of years, human survival required daily and often strenuous physical activity well into old age. There was no retirement from the essential tasks of lifting, carrying, walking, and building. Our bodies are exquisitely designed to thrive under that constant demand. In our comfortable modern world, for the first time in human history, we have the luxury of being inactive. We have engineered movement out of our daily lives. Sarcopenia is the biological price our bodies pay for that comfort. It's the reason why a jar of pickles that you could easily open at age 40 suddenly feels like it's been welded shut at age 70. It's the reason a flight of stairs you once took 2 at a time now feels like a challenge. It's the reason why carrying a happy, squirming grandchild feels heavier than it used to. This isn't just a loss of brute strength. It's a progressive loss of capability, a slow shrinking of your world. To understand how to fight this, let's look at your muscles on a microscopic level. Think of each muscle in your body as a magnificent, constantly evolving brick wall. This wall is not static. It's in a perpetual state of remodeling, a dynamic process called protein turnover. Every single day, a demolition crew comes in, removes old, worn out, or damaged bricks. This process is called muscle protein breakdown, MPB. And following right behind is a dedicated construction crew that uses fresh new bricks, the amino acids from the protein you eat, to repair the gaps and build the wall stronger than before. This vital building process is called muscle protein synthesis, MPS. In our youth, our construction crew is fast, efficient, and highly motivated. The rate of building, MPS, is equal to or greater than the rate of demolition, mpb. So our muscle wall stays strong or gets stronger with stimulation. But as we age, two crucial things happen that tip the balance in favor of the demolition. Crew. First, the construction crew itself gets a bit slower and less efficient. This is a natural part of the aging process. But second, and far more importantly, our muscles develop a condition that scientists call anabolic resistance. Let's break that down. Anabolic simply means building up. So, anabolic resistance means the muscles become resistant to the very signals that are supposed to tell them to build. Imagine our construction crew, our bricklayers, have become a bit lazy and hard of hearing. The two things that are supposed to motivate them, to get them to pick up their tools and get to work, are the delivery of new bricks, the amino acids, particularly leucine, from your meals, and the foreman's instructions, the powerful signal. From exercise. In a state of anabolic resistance, when a truck full of new protein bricks arrives, the crew just glances at it and says, we'll get to it later. The signal isn't strong enough to get them moving. When the foreman gives a gentle instruction, they can't quite hear it over the noise of the day. The result? The demolition crew, which is always working, keeps doing its job at its normal pace, but the construction crew falls further and further behind. Day by day, week by week, more bricks are removed from the wall than are replaced. Slowly, silently, the wall becomes thinner, weaker, and less stable. That is sarcopenia in action. So, if our construction crew is lazy and hard of hearing, how do we get their attention? We can't just ask nicely. We have to shout. From a physician's perspective, resistance training is how we shout at our muscles. The physical stress of lifting a weight, pulling a resistance band, or even pushing against our own body weight sends a powerful, undeniable biological signal to the muscle that says, emergency. We are under a heavy load. We were almost not strong enough to meet this challenge. We must reinforce the wall immediately to prepare for the next time. This shout is not just a feeling. It's a cascade of powerful hormonal and cellular signals. It activates key genetic pathways, most notably a master regulator of cell growth called mTOR. Think of mTOR as the master switch for the entire construction site. Resistance training flips this switch to on. This dramatically increases the muscle sensitivity to the building signals from insulin and the amino acids in your blood. It's like it hands that lazy, hard-of-hearing bricklayer a giant megaphone and a double shot of espresso. Suddenly, they hear the foreman's instructions perfectly. They see that truck full of protein bricks, and they get to work with vigor and enthusiasm, not just repairing the gaps in the wall, but adding new layers to make it even stronger and more resilient for the next challenge. This powerful, mTOR-activating signal from resistance training is the only known intervention that can powerfully override anabolic resistance. It is, without exaggeration, the most potent anti-aging medicine we have for our entire musculoskeletal system. This is what transformed Susan's ability to garden. Every time she did her simple resistance band exercises at home, she was shouting at her arm, back, and leg muscles. She wasn't just building strength. She was waking up her body's own internal construction crew from its slumber, telling it to get back to work building a stronger, more capable body that allowed her to reclaim a passion she loved. We've just spent a great deal of time discussing the importance of a strong muscular wall. But strength without stability is useless. A powerful car with misaligned wheels is dangerous. Now, we move to our second pillar of physical independence: balance. Of all the incredible things the human body can do, the seemingly simple act of standing and walking upright on 2 feet is perhaps the most underappreciated miracle of all. It's a constant, complex, high-wire act that your brain performs every second of every day, without you ever having to consciously think about it. To understand how to protect this miracle, I want you to think of your balance as a sturdy three-legged stool. For you to be stable and confident on your feet, all three legs of this stool must be strong and constantly communicating with your brain's central processor. The leg number 1. Your vision, the scout, the first and most dominant leg of our stool is your vision. Think of your eyes as the scouts for your balance team. They are constantly scanning the horizon and the ground, providing your brain with critical information about where your body is in space relative to its surroundings. They detect motion, identify obstacles, and perceive vertical and horizontal lines, giving you a constant frame of reference. The power of this system is easy to demonstrate. If you're in a safe place near a wall or a sturdy counter, try standing on one foot for just a few seconds. For most people, it's not too hard, right? Now, try doing it with your eyes closed. The difference is immediate and profound, isn't it? The moment you take away your scout, your brain suddenly loses its primary source of information and must rely entirely on the other two legs of the stool, and it's a much harder, much wobblier job. This is why good lighting in your home and having your vision checked regularly are fundamental aspects of fall prevention. Leg number 2. Your vestibular system. The gyroscope, the second leg of our stool, is your vestibular system. This is a remarkable, almost magical piece of biological engineering located deep inside your inner ear. It is your body's internal gyroscope and accelerometer, just like the one in your smartphone that knows when you turn it sideways. This system is made up of 3 fluid-filled semicircular canals and 2 small sacs called otolith organs, which contain tiny calcium carbonate crystals. When you move your head up, down, side to side, or tilting, the fluid and crystals shift, bending tiny hair cells. This sends lightning-fast signals to your brain about your head's movement in relation to gravity. It's the system that allows you to walk without falling over, even when you turn your head to look at something in a store window. It's what keeps the world stable when you move. Age-related changes or conditions like benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, BPPV, where the crystals get dislodged, can make this leg of the stool feel very unreliable, leading to dizziness and a profound loss of confidence. Leg number 3. Your proprioception, the ground crew. Our third and final leg of the stool is perhaps the most fascinating and the most trainable. It's your proprioception, which is often called our sixth sense or our secret sense of self. If your eyes are the scouts and your inner ear is the gyroscope, think of proprioception as your ground crew. It's the constant, real-time feedback from millions of tiny nerve endings called mechanoreceptors that are embedded in your muscles, tendons, ligaments, and especially in the skin on the bottoms of your feet. These nerves are constantly telling your brain where your limbs are in space without you having to look. It's how you can touch your nose with your eyes closed or walk up a flight of stairs without staring at your feet. The soles of your feet are one of the most nerve-rich parts of your entire body, constantly reading the topography of the ground and sending that information up the spinal cord to the brain, why balance declines and how we can fight back as we age. Each of these legs can get a little wobbly. Our vision might change. The vestibular system can become less sensitive. And crucially, especially in conditions like diabetic neuropathy, the signals from our ground crew in our feet and ankles can become weaker, slower, and more muffled, as if they're sending their reports over a bad phone line. If one leg of the stool becomes unreliable, your brain can usually compensate. But if 2 legs get wobbly, the risk of a fall increases dramatically. But here is the most crucial, most hopeful piece of information in this entire chapter. Unlike a worn-out part in a machine that needs to be replaced, all 3 of these systems are trainable. The brain's ability to interpret and integrate the information from these systems gets better with practice. This concept is called Neuroplasticity. When you practice balance exercises, you are not just strengthening your ankles, you are strengthening your brain. You are forcing the cerebellum to pay closer attention to the signals it's receiving and to make faster, more accurate adjustments. This is where Susan's goal comes in. To walk confidently on those cobblestone streets, she needs to train her ground crew, her proprioception to be sharp, fast, and reliable. The exercises we will learn are designed to do exactly that. All right, we have covered the powerful why behind the need for strength and stability. We've journeyed into the microscopic world of our muscles and the intricate neural pathways of our balance system. Now, we come to the most important part of our session, the how. This is where we take all that science and turn it into safe, effective, and life-changing movement. But before we even think about moving a muscle, I need to put on my doctor hat and give you the single most important piece of advice in this entire video. It is absolutely essential that you talk to your doctor or a qualified physical therapist before starting any new exercise program. Your body is unique. Your health history is unique. You may have specific conditions, arthritis in a specific joint, a previous surgery, issues with blood pressure, or a history of dizziness that I, through this screen, do not and cannot know about. A qualified professional who knows your personal health history is the only person who can give you the green light, help you modify these exercises, and help you create a plan that is perfectly safe and effective for you. Think of your doctor not as a gatekeeper, but as your essential partner and co-pilot on this journey. This step is non-negotiable and is the foundation of your success. This is exactly what Richard did when he first started. He walked into his first physical therapy appointment feeling nervous and a bit embarrassed, expecting to be told all the things he couldn't do, but the opposite happened. The therapist listened patiently to his concerns about his stiff knees and his fear of falling. They didn't put him on a complicated machine. Instead, they showed him a few simple, gentle movements he could do at home, focusing on perfect, pain-free form. Richard left that appointment not with a sense of dread, but with a profound sense of relief and, for the first time, a feeling of genuine hope about exercise. He had a clear, safe starting point. The program we're about to show you now is inspired by that kind of gentle, foundational, and profoundly effective approach. All right, assuming you have gotten the green light, let's go through a starter routine together. You'll need a sturdy, armless chair that won't slide, and a resistance band. The warm-up, 2 to 3 minutes. We never, ever want to work cold muscles. A gentle warm-up increases blood flow, delivers oxygen to the muscles, and lubricates the joints. Marching. In place, 1 minute. Stand tall, holding onto your chair for balance if needed. Lift your knees to a comfortable height. Arm circles, 30 seconds each way. Raise your arms out to the side and make slow, controlled circles forward, then backward. Ankle rotations, 30 seconds each leg. Sit or stand and gently rotate one ankle in circles, then the other. This specifically wakes up the proprioceptors in your feet. Excellent. Your body should feel a little warmer. You're ready. The demonstrations, the core workout. We'll aim for about 8 to 12 repetitions for each exercise. Remember our mantra: quality over quantity. Exercise number 1. The sit to stand with eccentric focus. The why behind the how. This is the single most important exercise for maintaining independence. Today, we're focusing on the eccentric or lowering phase. This slow, controlled act of sitting back down is what builds real-world control and strength more effectively than the up phase. It causes more beneficial micro-damage to the muscle fibers, which triggers a stronger response from your construction. CRU, muscle protein synthesis closing parenthesis, how to. Sit on the front third of your sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Cross your arms over your chest. pushing through your heels. Stand up at a normal, controlled pace. Now, for the magic. We are going to take a full 5 seconds to sit back down. Push your hips back as if reaching for the chair. Count with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently touch down without plopping. Breathing. Exhale on the way up. Inhale. Slowly and deeply on the way down for those 5 seconds. Exercise number 2. The banded row. The posture corrector. The why behind the how. So many of us are anterior dominant, meaning the muscles on the front of our body are tight and the muscles on our back are weak, leading to slumped posture. This exercise strengthens the key muscles of your upper back, the rhomboids and trapezius, pulling your shoulders back and improving your posture, which is itself a component of balance. How to. Sit tall at the edge of your chair. Loop your resistance. Band around the solace of your feet. Hold the ends of the band with your arms extended, palms facing each other. Now, keeping your back straight, squeeze your shoulder blades together and pull the band towards your torso, bending your elbows. Imagine you're trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. Pause, then slowly return to the start. Breathing. Exhale as you pull back. Inhale as you return to the start. Exercise number 3. Tandem stance. The balance trainer. The why behind. The how. This exercise directly challenges all 3 legs of your balance stool. By narrowing your base of support, you force your visual, vestibular, and proprioceptive systems to work harder and communicate more effectively to keep you stable. How to. Stand next to your sturdy chair, with one hand resting on it for support. Place the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other foot, as if you're standing on a tightrope. Stand tall and try to hold this position for 10 to 20 seconds. If it's easy, try to lift your hand off the chair for a few seconds. Then switch feet. Breathing. Breathe normally and steadily. Don't hold your breath. The cool down, 2 minutes. Wonderful work. We always finish with a gentle cool down to help the muscles relax and improve flexibility. Hamstring stretch. Sit at the edge of your chair. Extend one leg straight out with your heel on the floor. Gently lean forward until you feel a stretch in the back of your thigh. Hold for 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side. Chest stretch. Sit or stand tall. Clasp your hands behind your back. Straighten your arms and gently lift them up until you feel a stretch across your chest. Hold for 30 seconds. You've just completed a foundational, full-body workout that builds functional strength, improves your posture, and retrains your brain for better balance. So, as our intensive session in the lab comes to a close, let's step back and admire the structure we have begun to build today. We started our conversation by painting a picture of 2 futures, one defined by freedom, the other by fear. We acknowledged the quiet, rational fear of losing our strength, our stability, and our independence, but we did not dwell on that fear. Instead, we turned on the lights of science. You now understand that the age-related loss of muscle, sarcopenia, is not an inevitable sentence, but a condition we can actively fight by shouting at our muscles with resistance training, waking up our body's own powerful construction crew. You now see balance not as some mysterious random gift, but as a trainable skill supported by a 3-legged stool, your vision, your inner ear, and your body's secret sense of self, proprioception. You have moved from being a passive observer of aging to an active, knowledgeable participant. So what does this look like in the real world, outside of our lab? It looks like our friend Susan, months from now. Picture her. She's arrived at her sister's city. She navigates the busy airport terminal, not with a shuffle of anxiety, but with a confident, stable stride. She reaches the plane and with a deep breath and a sense of pride, lifts her own carry-on bag and places it securely in the overhead bin. Later that week, she walks along a historic cobblestone street, her eyes not on her feet, but on the world around her, her brain and body working in perfect, practiced harmony. She's not just visiting her sister. She's living her life fully. She has transformed fear into freedom. That transformation is possible for you too. The work begins with a single sit to stand. It begins with one set of rows with a resistance band. It begins with holding a tandem stance for 10 seconds while the coffee brews. These are not small, insignificant actions. Each repetition is a deposit into your health span account. Each exercise is a vote for the future of freedom, not the future of fear. From a clinical perspective, I must tell you that the opposite of movement isn't rest. It's stagnation. And stagnation is the environment where weakness, instability, and chronic diseases thrive. Your magnificent body was not designed to be still. It was forged in motion, and it is in motion that it finds its health, its vitality, and its purpose. And that is the final, most profound message I want to leave you with today. The exercises we did are not a punishment. They are a celebration of what your amazing body can still do, and a powerful investment in what it will be able to do for years to come. Every chair squat you complete is a powerful, declarative message to yourselves that you are fighting back against sarcopenia. Every balance exercise you practice is an act of defiance against the fear of falling. You are not just managing your health. You are building resilience. You are investing in a future with more energy, more strength, and profoundly more freedom. The freedom to travel, to play, to live independently and with dignity. That is the true prize. So I ask you to make a commitment. Not for me, but for your future self. Which one of these foundational exercises will you commit to trying this week? Will you master the 5-second eccentric sit to stand? Or will you practice your tandem stance every day? Share your commitment in the comments below. Let's build a community of strength and support. If this guide has given you the confidence and the inspiration to start building your resilient future, please give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to Senior Health Lab. We are just getting started on this journey. Until our next session, stay curious, stay strong, and stay healthy.